If you are planning to be a location independent, you will definitely need to leverage a set of remote communication tools in order to communicate with your customers and especially with your coworkers or external partners. Anyways, there might be times when it will be necessary to meet either a customer or a potential freelance partner in a physical office. No matter the reason, it can be because they prefer to have a face-to-face meeting, or maybe because you want to meet directly somebody that will work with you in the future. More important, it's fundamental to get in touch with like-minded people and constantly invest time in networking. Isolation is a big problem when you become location independent. You might end up working always from your apartment and you might need to interact with somebody else at some stage. That said, how a location independent professional, which by definition does not work in an office, can find a location where to run a face-to-face meeting or just work physically with other people? Well, the answer is co-working spaces. Co-working, co-living, and even co-sailing have become more popular in the past few years. A huge number of professionals, especially digital nomads and location-independent entrepreneurs, are using these services quite often. So what is a co-working space? Co-working is a style of work that involves a shared working environment, often an office and independent activity. But more important, co-working focuses on building a community around people and bring together like-minded professionals that can not only share the same office but also help each other in building their business and share new ideas. Honestly, I think that's just great, guys. There's a big number of companies providing co-working spaces to freelancers and entrepreneurs across the globe, so no matter where you are, there's always something you can find. And a typical membership-based list of services that you can get from renting a co-working space are, first of all, super fast internet and Wi-Fi. That's something that is mandatory and you might really need. The chance to book meeting rooms whenever needed. So if you need to meet a specific customers next Wednesday, you can book a meeting room inside a co-working space, and that's sorted. Personal office spaces with company logo placement if necessary. You can also rent a private office, have your logo placed there, and meet your customers or your team so that the co-working space, especially the area you're renting, will be more branded and will reflect your company message. Desk spaces. As I mentioned, you can rent a number of desks given the availability, work with your team for a week or 2 weeks, and then go back to your apartment and keep going. Or if you prefer, if you need to get in touch with like-minded people, you can share a desk space with them, and you never know what's going to happen. The fifth point is crucial: workshops. As I mentioned, co-working means also building a community around people and the willingness to help each other in building up their business or increasing their knowledge, learn something new that can be useful. And if you get in touch with other entrepreneurs or freelancers, and maybe you can meet someone with marketing knowledge or social media experience or development, you can all get together and do a workshop and transfer your knowledge to each other. That's amazing, guys. Security. Well, if you're going to use often a co-working space, or especially if you're going to rent it for a few weeks, you might need to leave your laptop or documents or something else inside the office. No worries about that. There will always be a security and you don't have to worry about your stuff getting lost or anything like that. And the last point is a postal address, and Stefano will tell you more about that. Well, if you need to have your mail delivered to the co-working space, you can do that. I think that the majority of companies offer this kind of services, and Stefano will tell you also about an even better service. So long story short, co-working is a great solution when it comes to avoid isolation, rent an office or a meeting room whenever needed, and especially to meet an amazing network of people willing to share their knowledge and help each other in achieving their goals. In the next lecture, I'll tell you where you can find the best co-working spaces, no matter where you are in the world. And if you are in a specific area and you're interested to find a co-working space closer to your location, feel free to start a new discussion or send us a direct message.